Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the WPS podcast. That is Why People Suck, in case you're new here. My name is Celia, and I'm joined by my co host, best friend, and sister, Alejandra.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be back for another episode where we call out all the ways people are super annoying and talk about what we can actually do about it. We say it so you don't have to. Today, the hot topic is bad neighbors. I think that everyone has had at least one experience with bad neighbors or like some sort of thing that you were like, why would you ever do that to someone that you live next to? How awkward.
Yeah, it's like, don't you think you're going to see these people again? Please.
Yeah. I mean, especially you have to see these people again. You'd think that you'd be at your extra courteous, right? But some people didn't get the message on that one. So let's talk about that. That's going to be a really hot topic. I think we've got lots of good examples. At least I know I do.
Oh, yeah, same here, unfortunately. I've met a lot of interesting people in all the places that I've lived, so yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, same here. I've lived in a lot of different places and I've had some stories. Do you want to start with the story?
Yeah, sure. I guess where I live now, I really don't like my upstairs neighbor because she is so loud all the time. She's always yelling at her kids and even profanities. So I don't know. I guess they're different. I would never scream at my kids' profanities.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any. Maybe I need to wait and see. Maybe they'll make me so mad that I would. But I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that you are yelling at your little kids at 6 in the morning because I'm still trying to sleep. So please shut up.
Yeah. I mean, I do have kids and there are times, believe me, when I want to. First of all, they're going to learn it and they're going to repeat it. So you definitely don't want to do that. But that's a whole other topic. But just the yelling at 6 o'clock in the morning when you have neighbors that you cleared, like you live on top of somebody or under somebody or next to someone, whatever, like you know that they can hear you.
Yeah.
Is that really what you want your neighbors to think of you as someone who yells profanity at their small children? I don't know. How old are these kids?
I think they're like 3 and 5 or something. They're like really little. I mean, I've even met this woman because I've been up there to ask for something else at some point, which is a different story for later on in the episode. But yeah, she's always yelling at all times of the day. So I've noticed, when I work from home too, she's also here. So she's like never gone. And sometimes I see her outside smoking too. And I'm like, well, at least she's smoking out there. But the one time that I went up to ask for something, her apartment smelled so bad. I know she's a chain smoker. So thankfully it doesn't seep into my apartment, but
Yeah.
that is also an annoying thing.
Yeah.
In the summers, actually, when I open the windows, I'll get a whiff of smoke. So that's also really annoying and really inconsiderate. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to hotbox yourself, fine, but please don't smoke with your window open if it's going to get to everybody else, or at least go outside or something away from the building.
Yeah. That's crazy behavior, though. I mean, if she's smoking inside her house with her kids, I mean, it's one thing if you're a smoker, but like, don't give your kids lung cancer. That's terrible. Also, they're 3 and 5 and she's yelling for
Yep.
fit. That's how old my kids are. Like, I would never, even though I want to, like I've said, and I know that I think most parents would relate to this. I really want to sometimes, but I bite my tongue. Anyway, but like I said, that's a different
Yep.
topic. But wow.
Yeah, but that is an annoying neighbor. And I guess I could just tell you the other story. I
Yeah.
guess I have a lot of beef with this lady. We had an issue with a leak in our apartment, and we figured out that it was coming from upstairs. So we went up to talk to her and said, hey, there's a leak coming down in our kitchen. I think something must be coming down from your apartment. And she was like, oh, yeah, we had our dishwasher fixed last week, so maybe they didn't leave it right or whatever. And I'm going to call my landlord to figure it out. But to this day, we still see that leak out on the side of the building. So she never did anything about that. which really sucks. The way that we got away with, fixing the problem in our apartment was we had our landlord come in and he actually got up on a ladder and moved the pipe over so that the dripping didn't come into our pipe. But now it just goes down all the way to the ground. So,
Like
yeah.
on the outside?
Imagine if I had, yeah, on the outside of the building. It's just the way the boilers work here in the UK.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I guess I don't understand that. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't, what?
Yeah, and I didn't know that either. I was like, "How the heck is this happening?" But, whatever. The point
Yeah.
is that she sucked because she didn't do anything about it, and all these other things that really annoy me
Mhm.
about her. Also, like, randomly in the middle of the day, I think I hear her having sex or something
Ugh.
late at night too. So, yeah, not great.
Yeah, we had a neighbor like that that too. Downstairs neighbor, she would bring home random guys, which like whatever, you do you, you know. But it was always like on a weekday, and she would have like really loud sex at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we'd have to get up to go to work at like 6, and we'd be up all night hearing this woman, and we're like, do you not work? Like, I don't understand. What are you doing? And we'd
Mhm.
also hear her having really loud conversations out in the hallway. She'd sit by the because she lived downstairs. It was a duplex situation. We lived upstairs and she lived downstairs. And she would sit on our stairs and just have these long conversations. She'd be like, I'm going on a date tonight. I'm so excited. And we'd be like, oh no. Like, get ready.
You knew it was coming. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's just so inconsiderate.
Yeah. And we finally had to have a talk with her because it was consistent. It was like almost every single night for months at a time. And we were like, we can't do this. We have jobs. We have to sleep. You cannot keep doing this. And she was like, ugh. Oh, she like kind of seemed annoyed by it, but we were like, I don't know what you want us to do. You live in an apartment. I mean,
Mhm. Yeah, so she didn't do anything about it?
not
Did that
really.
work?
She did at first, but then it just came right like she just started doing it again. And by that point we were moving anyway. So we were like, whatever, let's just live the next 2 months or
Yeah.
whatever in hell, but at least we're moving.
Yeah. It's really hard to deal with difficult neighbors because obviously the first instinct is to talk to them,
Mhm,
but oftentimes these people won't do anything about it. Like, clearly you had that issue with that woman.
mhm.
We have this issue with the lady upstairs too, and I just really don't know what to do other than talk to them.
Mhm.
I was telling my husband, I wanna leave, like, threatening notes in her mailbox, but I don't he was like, "I don't think that's a good idea." Then I would become the bad neighbor, the hostile one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you do still have to see this woman, and she's probably gonna know it's you.
Yeah, yeah, he's with a problem.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll be moving soon.
Yeah. The other thing that I've had is, like, downstairs neighbors or upstairs neighbors, whatever, listening to really loud music, even during the day, but I mean,
Mm.
during the day, it's like, well, I mean, at least it's during the day, but also at nighttime, where again, we had to talk to him and be like, "Hey, can you not be listening to music at midnight on a Monday? Because we have to go to work." Like, I get it, you work from home and you can do whatever you want. Good for you, but you have neighbors.
Yeah.
And he did. He did get better about it, and he gave us his number, and he was like, "Hey, if I'm ever doing something that's loud or annoying, just, text me and I'll keep it down." And we did have to text him a couple times and be like, "Hey, we're trying to sleep. Can you please turn that down?" And he would. But it's still so awkward. It's like, why
Oh,
can't you just be aware so that I don't even have to do that?
I know. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was the best case scenario, I guess, for
Mhm.
having to deal with an annoying person that they actually cared enough
Yeah.
to, you know, be receptive to it, but it is really annoying. It's just like, why don't people just know these things?
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you were saying, like with your neighbor who was talking in the hallway, that's also an annoying thing that happens sometimes too with our neighbors that live in front of us. Like the guy will come home drunk late at night and he'll just be like, "Ah!" in the hallway. And I'm like, shut up.
Oh my
I wish I
god.
could just go out there and throw a shoe at him. But yeah, the loud people, it's
Yeah.
just have you no sense at all? Because if you can hear other people, then we can hear you,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. The other thing now that we have a house, we don't have really the loud neighbors, thank God. I mean, like, you can always have, I guess the house next door to us is a rental. So they rent it out to people who not it's not short-term rental like an Airbnb or anything like that, but it is a rented house. So we have through the years, we've had several different neighbors. Like the neighbors before these were kind of like younger guys, three single guys living in the house, which was kind of weird because it's a family neighborhood. So we were like, what are you doing here? Like, don't you want to be like, I don't know, downtown or something? So no surprise they only lasted a year, but they would have people over and they'd watch, like, for example, the Super Bowl. Like, they'd come over and watch football games and they'd put the TV outside and it was loud. And the games, those football games sometimes go until 10, 11 o'clock. And it's like, I don't want to be listening to you screaming and yelling and being drunk on a Sunday night at 10 p.m. Like, I want to go get ready for bed because I am an adult and have a job and I need to go to bed.
Hmm.
Like, it's like, if you're gonna do that, then bring the party inside after a certain time. Or just
Yeah.
talk in normal
Yeah.
voices. I don't know. But like again, you gotta be aware of your surroundings and your neighbors. Like I don't know what I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. It's like they think that other people can't hear them or that it doesn't matter, like, you're never gonna see these people again, but you will every single day.
Yeah.
Like,
People are
come
just
on. There's a
entitled.
community.
Yeah, people are just entitled. They're just like, oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I want to do what I want to do, and I
Yeah.
don't care what you think. The other thing
Yeah,
that's annoying,
exactly.
people and their lights. Oh my gosh, that has to be one of my biggest pet peeves right now. The same house next door, rented by another couple, and
Mhm.
they have this weird spotlight on the side of the house, and it's so bright and it shines directly into our backyard because it's at the top of the house. So it
Ah.
shines
Mhm.
down on our porch and our backyard, and it's like it's a spotlight. I don't understand, why do you need a light to be that bright? Like, I get it if you want the side of the house to be a little bit more lit up because, like, you don't want people getting in or I don't know, whatever, but it doesn't need to be a spotlight. Also, it should be shining on your side of the house of the property, not on mine. I don't even understand why it's
Yeah.
a spotlight. It is so bright. And it also shines in through our kitchen, which we have curtains and stuff, and it's whatever. But if I want to sit out on my porch at night, I don't want that stupid spotlight on. They also have another one on their porch, which I
Yeah.
also don't understand. I'm like, again, like, do you want to sit out there with that porch with that giant spotlight? Luckily, they don't turn that one on very often. But the one on the side is just, oh, it makes me so angry. I've seriously thought about buying a BB gun and just like shooting. Like, I don't know what happened.
Then you're gonna be the hostile neighbor just like me.
No. Or I'm like, maybe I can tell when they're out and I could just go and like take the light off and switch it out for something less terrible or something. They'll never know.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It seems like these people are making us insane and turning us into, the problem solvers. Do we have to solve every single problem? Like, how dare you? Can't you just be civil
Yeah.
so I can be too?
Yeah. I don't want to have to threaten to get a BB gun to shoot your light. I just want to live my life on my porch in the darkness. Let me live.
Yeah, exactly. They're interfering with our happiness.
Yeah.
Rude.
And also, don't you think, like, just because you like light doesn't mean that other people do? I just don't understand the obsession with
Yeah.
the lights, I guess. Like, that really annoys me. I like to sit in the dark and just have like mood lighting. I don't need it to be this bright thing where I have to locate every single blade of grass in the dark.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't like that either, especially if it's bothering other people. So we've talked about like noise pollution, light pollution by our neighbors, and a little bit about smells with the smoking lady. But also that reminds me, living in an apartment, the people beneath us in the summer sometimes have their barbecue like right in their little terrace
Mhm.
area. So if we have our windows open, then that comes up and smokes up all the flats that are above.
Yeah.
And it's just so annoying because here we don't have air conditioning. So you open windows,
Mhm.
right? And now I have to close it when they're barbecuing, which is really annoying. It's just
Yeah.
like can you do your barbecue further away in the yard or something? Because we have a shared garden, but they do it like right outside their terrace, which is next to the building. And when the wind shifts, like it comes into our flat. It's so annoying.
That seems like a fire hazard being that close to the building. Like, don't you? I don't really barbecue that much, but I feel like don't you have to take your grill, especially if it's one that actually has like fire on it. Like if it's an electric grill, not so much, but if it's like one of those that has like that creates smoke, like don't you have to go further away from the building
Mm,
anyway? Isn't
I
that a
have
thing?
no idea.
Oh,
I don't know. But I think, every time I'm like, ugh, I'm going to go down there and tell them. But I never do because they do it so sporadically.
yeah.
But I guess that would probably be the best thing to do and be like, please don't barbecue next to the building. But what I have done is, go and close the windows very, like, angrily.
Passive
So it's like,
aggressively?
damn. And try to, yeah, exactly. And then sometimes, man, maybe I am a bad neighbor, but sometimes then like I'll be cleaning the window and just like drop all the water from the sponge on their terrace downstairs. I'm a bad neighbor too, I'm seeing, but they normally me to it.
Yeah, they drive you to it. They make us into criminals, I'm telling you.
Yes. Oh my goodness. What's the thing with bad neighbors? They just trigger you so much.
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like next time you should look out the window and be like, that smells really good. What are you cooking? Can I have some? I've been smelling it all day. You're making me hungry.
Maybe I should do that and then they'll stop because otherwise they'll have to invite me.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's a good
You
point.
can make it awkward. That's true. Make it awkward for them. Be like, oh God, she's going to want to come over.
Yeah. Good idea. I'll see this summer what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I just remember now in the summer, like the girl downstairs, sometimes she would be on her phone outside talking and just like sitting in her lounge, and I had the windows open. I'm like, shut up. I don't want to be listening to you. It's the joys of living in an apartment, I guess. Other things that annoy me about living in an apartment is people who leave their stuff in shared areas, either the hallways or for us in our stairwell. There's people who keep their bikes in there.
Mhm.
I'm just like, dude, this is shared space. Also, that's a hazard
Yeah.
to keep them in the stairwell.
Yeah. I mean, your drunk neighbor might trip over it.
Yeah. And that's more noise for us.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
And he's going to break your stuff. He's going to be like, it wasn't me.
Yeah. Yeah. Problems.
Um,
And then something else that is also annoying is people parking in your spot. It might not be like necessarily our neighbors. You never know. It might be their visitors, but that happens often. And it's just like, why?
Yeah.
I know we don't have much visitor parking here in London, but still,
it's still your parking.
you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Aren't you scared that they're going to get towed? Like, I would 100% be scared that they're going to tow me.
Yeah, it's true. We should call the tow truck.
I'm full of good ideas.
Yeah.
One thing, which I think is actually a little bit petty, but it really annoys me, the trash cans. Oh my gosh. So again, the people next door, they have a tiny amount of like, how do I describe this? So in front of our house, we have the front yard and their front yard, and then of course it's our garages. So our part of that shared space is not really shared because it's our property. And then they have a tiny slit. So we put our trash cans on that side because it's the long side. Also, it has to be far away from the post from the mailbox because then the mailman gets mad because if it's too close and it's blocking and then he can't park. And we've gotten notes from them before. So we try to put our trash cans all the way on our property line. So it's far enough away from even when they pick it up. Because sometimes they'll pick it up and then they'll like move and then throw it down a few steps away. So you have to account for extra space from the trucks. And they'll put theirs right next to ours when their piece of land is like this and ours is like this. And then they have their long piece of land is on the other side of their driveway. And I'm like, why don't you just put your trash can on that side instead of crowding our space? So annoying. And again, I feel like that's probably kind of petty, but it's really annoying. Why do you do that?
Yeah. I don't know, people. Have you talked to them?
No, because I know they're just gonna move. So I'm just like sitting over here being like passive aggressive with my recycle bin. I'm just like, I'm gonna put it right on the property line, like right on the edge.
That's the thing, it's just hard to know what will work with neighbors.
Yeah.
People could just be so rude and careless, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. It's so awkward to have issues with your neighbors. It's just like if you go talk to them and then they don't take your feedback, then it just creates kind of like an even more hostile environment. So it's so difficult to know. But then other people are very receptive and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I was doing that. Sure, I'll try not to annoy you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
You don't know
I guess
until you ask.
you don't know what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more that is related to what you were talking with the trash cans,
Uh-huh.
but from an apartment perspective,
Uh-huh.
because we share the bins,
Right.
and sometimes I'll go to the recycling and I find like trash in there, and I'm like, why are people so stupid? Or they fill them up in a way where I'm like, no normal human being would stack stuff like this. Like, what's wrong with you? And I just like leave a mess there
Yeah.
in the shared area for trash.
Oh, or like,
Just like, why?
yeah.
Can you just be more considerate?
Yeah. Or not breaking down the boxes, which takes up so much more room. Yeah. That's really
Yes,
annoying.
that happens all the time. So annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, neighbors. I guess try to just be friends with your neighbors because then they'll be better. That's probably the best solution because when you know someone, you hopefully aren't a dick.
Yeah, it's true. Or like take them cookies if you're gonna try to tell them something that's gonna maybe be annoying. Just be like, here's some cookies, but also can you please stop being annoying?
Yeah, yes. That's a good tip.
If you don't, I'm taking out my BB gun.
Yeah. No, it's true because I don't have trouble with my neighbors that, I consider friends now because you don't really want to annoy your friends.
Right.
So you try to be better.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, the best thing.
Mhm.
Life lesson there.
Yeah.
Be friends with your neighbors.
Yeah. Maybe when these people move out, when the new people come in, I'll just be like, hey.
Yeah, bring him a bottle of wine. Great. I think we've touched on a lot of funny or sad, annoying stories here. Let us know, our listeners, what crazy stories do you have with your neighbors? What insane things have you witnessed?
Yeah, I'm sure that there are a lot of other crazy stories that can be really funny, but also really annoying. And we would love to hear your stories. Please let us know.
Yeah. And how did you deal with it? Did it work? We also want some advice,
Yeah, we have problems. We obviously need some advice too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. We said it so you didn't have to. So we hope to see you for our next episode.
Bye, until next time.
Until next time.